And joining us today to share more about his journey to the Mount Everest is Jeno Panganiban. Good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, Ms. Gretchen, and good morning to our viewers.
Okay, of
Thank
course,
you for having
it's
us
not
here.
just you, but also Miguel and also Rick.
Yes.
Tatlong mga Pilipino nakaakyat sa tuktok ng Mount Everest. First of all, how are you? How are you after that expedition? Have you recovered already?
So after that expedition, we were really blessed to have come home safe and complete. Now, we're just recovering for a few more weeks, then back to training na next month.
Pag sinabi mong complete, I mean kayong tatlo, magkakasama kasi kayo?
No, Miguel and I are in the same team, and
okay.
Rick was in a different expedition team.
Oo.
Complete by meaning I still have my toes and fingers.
Okay. Kasi we do know that there was a Filipino who passed away. That's
Yes,
PJ Santiago. And nakausap nga namin si Ana, yung kanyang kapatid. Ano?
Yes.
Hindi kayo sabay-sabay na umakyat. Naabutan mo ba si PJ?
No, hindi namin siya naabutan, but we were in the base camp at the same time. PJ and Rick was approaching for a different summit window. So, PJ was going for the 14th of May, I think, and si Rick 15th. Then kami ni Miguel, nag-push kami for a safer window sa May 18.
Okay, how many months or years did you prepare for this expedition to Mount Everest?
So, we started yung yung realistic and actual training na since last year when I summited an 8,000-meter peak din sa Nepal that was the 8th highest mountain in the world, Mount Manaslu. So doon, I was exposed to the death zone, sa paggamit ng supplemental oxygen, sa deep snow. So more than a month ako sa bundok. Then doon na-build yung mental toughness ko and yung knowledge ko for a high altitude expedition. And kami naman ni Miguel, and 2 weeks after that, kami ni Miguel, nag-climb kami sa isa din technical peak sa Nepal called Amadablam na mas technical pa sa Mount Everest. So talagang na-train kami for that. And we had different climbs after that. And come April, pumunta na kami sa Nepal for Everest.
Nung bata ka pa ba, pangarap mo na talagang umakyat ng Everest? Or nung umakyat ka ng mga bundok na yan, ay kaya eh?
Actually, hindi pa eh. It took me years of climbing experience for me to dream about Mount Everest. Nung bata pa kasi ako, nag-start ako third year college, 2016. Ano pa lang ako, parang nag-explore pa lang, try ng mga different mountains sa Philippines. Tapos until I fell in love with it, took me a lot of time to fall in love with it. So,
With the idea of climbing Everest.
Yeah.
Especially with the things that we've heard. I mean, it has taken so many lives, the mountain itself.
Yes.
Buti hindi ka natakot.
hindi siya biro at hindi siya para sa lahat, no. Pero pinangarap kasi, and I have to face this fear.
So it's mostly you against yourself when you're
Yes.
climbing that mountain.
Yes.
Well, tell us about the most difficult part of the expedition.
I think the most difficult part is the acclimatization because it's a long process of understanding your body and how your body adapts to the environment. So, parang make or break yan eh. Kakayanin ba ng katawan mo yung elevation, yung lamig.
Kailangan kilala mo yung sarili mo.
Yeah.
And how to adjust.
Yeah, kasi your body will suffer. Sasakit ang ulo mo, magsusuka ka, diarrhea.
All of that happened to you?
No, not naman.
Oh.
Parang,
Pag hindi ka okay?
Ako, based sa experience ko, yung problem ko kasi is matinding ubo. Feel ko, ayoko na ng lalamunan ko, ganon. Pero in some cases, yung mga nakakasama ko din sa expedition team, yun nga, hindi na sila nakakatulog, sakit ng
Paano
ulo.
kayo nagsi-CR?
Sa base camp, meron kaming toilet tent. So,
But before that, I mean, everything else while you're climbing, because it takes long, right?
yeah, from the starting point, Lukla, that's where the most dangerous airport is. We will hike for 8 days to Everest Base Camp. Meron kaming mga tea houses doon, mga tirahan ng mga Sherpa yan. So, nagsistay kami doon. Doon meron kaming kama, CR, warm siya. So, pero pagdating sa base camp, nababawasan na yung luxury namin eh. So, meron lang kaming toilet tent. So, lahat ng mga tao dun sa expedition team, doon nagsi-CR sa toilet tent namin.
And with how many climbers are you with in this season?
Sa buong expedition, umabot ng 400 plus.
Wow, ang dami.
Pero sa team namin, nasa 100 plus kami. We were with the Chinese, Russians, Polish climbers.
How did you join this team?
Famous yung team na yun for, ano na talaga, big expeditions.
And then they train you along with the whole journey?
Yes.
Okay.
Andun yung training, yung mentorship, lahat. They make sure na we are safe and alagaan kami. So, there.
And then after going to the first base camp,
Yes.
how long does it take to get the next? Camp 2 na ba yun?
Camp 1 muna.
Camp 1
so,
muna.
from base camp, you will cross the dangerous Khumbu Icefall. So, it's an icefall located at the highest glacier on the Earth. And itong icefall na to, composed siya ng mga serak, mga ice tower, and crevasse. So, from base camp to Camp 1, ano talaga, problem solving yan. Gagamitin mo yan, gagamitan ng mga technical skills yan. And it's constantly moving and growing. And the best time to approach it is gabi, where the snow and ice is its coldest. Kasi pag umaga,
Pwede mag-melt.
pwede
maging
mag-melt.
fragile.
So, doon tataas yung chance of avalanche.
Ay, grabe.
Yes.
And then that's also a deadly portion.
That's the deadliest portion.
Even deadlier than Camp 3?
Yung Camp 3 kasi, you could survive it with supplemental oxygen na. And yes, it's gagamit ka pa rin ng equipment to climb, pero it's not as risky
As technical.
sa Khumbu Icefall. So yung kalaban mo na lang sa Camp 3, Camp 4, and to the summit is the altitude.
What's the temperature like as you go up to the summit?
So, base camp to Camp 1, medyo mga negative 20 lang, kaya pa. Ang mindset namin doon is, we have to finish this. Gabi namin ina-approach, so hindi namin kita yung mga bangin eh. Pero nung pababa...
Kinakabahan na ako, kinukwento mo pa.
Nung pababa na kami, nakita na namin lahat. So, Camp 1 is at 6,100 meters. Then from Camp 1 to Camp 2, dadaan ka pa din sa glaciers, but it's more friendly. Kasi malayo na sa'yo yung mga walls. So, less risk of avalanche there. Camp 2 is at 6,500 meters. From Camp 2, napapalibutan ka na ng 3 matataas na bundok. That's Everest, Lhotse, and Nuptse. And from Camp 2 to Camp 3,
What's the temperature at Camp 2?
negative 20 to 25.
Okay. And then at Camp 3?
As you approach Camp 3, mas napapansin mo na parang tumatarik na yung yung snow. So medyo humihirap na siya, medyo bumabagal na kami. So,
hindi ka tumitingin sa baba?
Base camp to Camp 1, iniiwasan kong tumingin sa baba kasi bangin talaga eh. So you just have to trust your equipment. You just have to trust yung tali and yung ladders. And yung ladder, alam mo naman, talagang gumagalaw yan. Tapos, from Camp 1 to Camp 2, medyo patag na siya na glacier. So, parang highway na siya. So, parang nakahinga ka na onte. Gusto mo na lang i-push to Camp 2. Then, from Camp 2 to Camp 3, it's still wide, pero mas nasa mainit na part na kami ng expedition. So, it's still cold, pero mas exposed na kami sa araw. Kasi nasa parang frying pan kami. Ang tinatawag nila doon is frying pan. So, akyat kami hanggang 7,100 meters.
At pagdating mo sa Camp 3,
Pagdating sa Camp 3, since hanggang doon lang yung acclimatization point namin, sa Camp 3 lang, doon na kami gumamit ng supplemental oxygen. So, yun yung first night na natulog kami with supplemental oxygen.
okay, and what was the temperature? Camp 3?
Almost same as Camp
20 to
2.
25, negative to
20 to 25.
And over at the summit, what was the temperature?
Over at the summit, so from Camp 3, punta muna kami ng Camp 4.
May Camp 4 pa.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, yun yung tinatawag nilang South Call. So, sa Camp 4, so imagine, umalis kami ng Camp 3 mga 5 a.m. of May 17. And then, we reached Camp 4 around 2 p.m. That's 7,950 meters. So, yun na in that zone. And hindi kami makapagtayo ng tent kasi sobrang lakas ng hangin. So, when we actually pitched our tent, mga 4 p.m. pa kami nakapag-pitch.
So, uupo lang kayo sa tabi?
Lang kami doon, parang nagkapit-bisig kami para itayo yung tent namin. Kasi sobrang lakas talaga ng hangin, no? Nung mga panahon na yun. Nung unang balita sa amin is may magkakaroon ng snowstorm, kailangan namin bumaba sa Camp 3 ulit. Pero, nung tinignan namin yung forecast, mawawala yung malakas na hangin around 6 p.m. So, we waited it out. May 17, 6 p.m. So, lang kami, higa lang kami, no sleep at all. Wala pa kaming food and wala kaming mais na tubig. Kasi medyo naumay na kami sa lasa ng snow water nung mga panahon na yun eh. And then, 6 p.m. ng May 17, nag-push na kami for the summit. Tapos, doon na kami inabutan we spent the night at the trail. Doon na din kami inabutan ng sunrise. And then,
At what time did you get to the summit?
around 6:30 a.m.
And how was it like? Finally standing there
For me, it's
at the top of the world.
It's an uncomparable feeling kasi I can't compare this to any other mountain kasi Everest na yung pinakamataas eh. And nung nasa summit na ako, nakita ko na yung curvature ng Earth. So, medyo nagsisink in na yung pagiging Everest
Naiiyak ka na, naalala mo.
Naiiyak na nga ako eh. Every time I think about it. Nakita ko na yung curvature ng Earth, then yung realization ko na nasa tuktok na ako ng mundo, na nasa highest point na ako ng mundo. Mas mataas na ako sa kahit anong bagay, kahit sinong tao at mga hayop. Pero, mabilis lang yung moment na yun kasi...
How many minutes are you allowed to enjoy that moment given that there are 400 climbers in the season?
Including their guides. So, mga nasa 700 kami nung panahon na
So,
yun.
ilang minutes pwede?
Hindi naman sa pwede or bawal, pero mas pipiliin mong hindi na lang din magtagal. Because, for me, I didn't stay more than 20 minutes. Maybe just around 15 minutes. Kasi it was freezing cold. Negative 40 na. And we were experiencing 80 kilometers per hour winds at that time. So, kung mag-video man kami, hindi na din marinig kasi ang lakas ng hangin sobra. And we were running on supplemental oxygen.
Kinaya pa ng gadgets nyo at negative 40?
Surprisingly, yes.
And what was the feeling like? I mean, inside, nararamdaman pa rin ng katawan yung lamig?
Yes. And nung kinuwento ko nga kanina, no, sobrang daming tao, traffic, na idle kami. So, pag di kami gumagalaw, minsan hindi ko na maramdaman yung fingers and toes ko. So, kailangan galawin ng galawin.
And going down, what was, I mean, looking back at everything that you did, hindi biro yun. Nakataya talaga literal yung buhay mo sa ginawa mo. Ano yung mga realization mo? I mean, una-una, who is this expedition for? Sino maaaring sumunod sa inyong mga yapak?
Yeah.
At pangalawa, worth it ba lahat? I mean, lahat ng gastos, lahat ng oras, lahat ng pagod, lahat ng risk na yon. And what does it tell you about your life?
So, going back to your first question, no, going down, it was the hardest part kasi ano na kami, we were famished, exhausted, and dehydrated, and bugbog na yung katawan namin, and mas conscious na kami ngayon sa oxygen level, lalo na nung pababa, no? And doon na namin nakita yung dumami na yung bodies on the trail. So,
As in bodies, as in nagtay?
yes. So, coming down from the summit, mas madami na yung namatay kasi mas marami namamatay ng pababa. So, exiting Everest, doon namin naramdaman ni Miguel na, wow, we were so blessed to have come out alive.
And speaking of Miguel, he joins us now in the studio. Nakakit na siya ng Mount Everest at lahat-lahat pero walang makakatakas sa traffic ng Pilipinas. Oo, welcome. Okay, I want to throw that question to you. I mean, kamusta yung feeling, no? Pakiramdam doon sa summit? At pagbaba mo, weeks later, what goes on in your mind? Going back at everything you've gone through to get there.
Oo, una-una yung pakiramdam, no, pag-abot ng summit kasi it was a long time dream, no, to reach summit. Yung reaching before the summit, yun yung medyo dramatic part para sa akin. Oo, kasi konting steps na lang maabot ko na yung pangarap ko, madadala ko na yung flag natin sa tuktok. And then when I reached the summit, kailangan kong bumaba agad, naisip ko kasi mas delikado pala pag pababa, no? 90% or 80% ng mga disgrasya nangyayari pababa. So, wala na masyadong drama, wala na masyadong
Kasi
ngitian.
madulas, tama ba?
Usually, napapagod, tapos kailangan naming habulin yung laman ng aming oxygen tank.
Oh.
Kaya mas delikado po pagka pababa na.
Nakita niyo yung mga bodies. I mean, how many passed away in this climbing season? At babalik ko lang no, kay PJ. Kailan niyo nalaman na may nangyaring masama
So,
sa kanya?
nung May 15 ng madaling araw, we were set to push for the summit. We left base camp at that time. And come May 15 morning, ready na kami ni Miguel to congratulate him, no? Pero may nakasalubong akong friend ko from the Chinese team. Sabi niya, meron silang nakitang 40-plus-year-old na Filipino who died at Camp 4. Then, right there and then, talagang heartbreaking siya.
After you went down na from the summit?
No, packet ba?
Packet lang kayo?
Tapos, sinabi ko kanina na nag-push sila for an earlier summit push. So, dapat pababa na sila.
Okay.
Yeah, tapos kami packet pa lang.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kayo naman, ano yung pinaka challenging part para sa inyo? I mean, climbing, doing this. Ano yung tumatakbo sa isip nyo? Going through lahat ng mga bangin, lahat ng mga delikado, lahat ng yung buong hirap na yon.
Oo. Siyempre, ang challenging para sa akin, no? Para sa amin, no? Para sa amin lahat na aakit ng Everest doon is yung Khumbu Icefall, no? Isa yun sa talagang nakakatakot na area doon sa pag-akit ng Everest. Talagang dadaanan mo yan, hindi lang isang beses, 4 na beses. Oh? Kaya, ayun, talagang kailangan namin magmadali, kailangan namin ng tapang talaga para tumawid doon. Pero ayun, nalagpasan naman namin. And yung next siguro is yung makakita ka ng mga dead body sa trail.
Bilang panghuli, no, anong susunod para sa inyo? Meron pa ba kayong mountain na gustong makonquer? At pangalawa, para sa mga gustong umakyat ng Everest, magkano ba ang hinabot nyo? What does it take to get there?
Yung next project namin, Miss Gretchen, is the second highest mountain naman, no? Everest was the pace setter for us. Pero yung next target namin, ito na yung grand, kumbaga. So that's the second highest mountain, K2 or yung Savage Mountain. That's in Pakistan.
Ayun nga, mahirap.
Yes.
Napapanood ko yun sa mga
Technical
documentary.
That will be in June of next year. That's the climbing season. Pero tatry pa namin umakyat ng isa pa this September.
Nakaka-addict yata, no?
Sobrang
Yung high?
nakaka-addict, yeah.
Oo.
So kailangan, ang goal namin is to complete all the 14 8,000 meter peaks sa buong mundo.
But how much does it cost?
To climb Mount Everest, nag-range from pinakamababa siguro 2 million to 7 million.
So mag-iipon muna kami. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us and congratulations,
Thank you, ma'am.
Miguel and Jeno, for making it to the top of the world and making us proud as Filipinos na naitayo natin ang ating bandera muli. We have Filipino mountaineers Jeno Panganiban and Miguel Mapalad joining us today on Morning Matters.